We have a Parks and Trails Commission meeting this evening, but lacking a quorum, this will be an information meeting without doing any action items. So I'll call that informational meeting to order. I guess we'll start right away with department and commission liaison reports. Lisa, you want to start us off?
Sure. I've got a variety of updates for you guys for tonight. As far as the prairie management goes for this year, so far the spring mows have been done at the Valley View and Swanger Park prairies. Minnesota Native Landscapes is doing the work again this year. Our 2024 Tree City USA Award was fulfilled. We received notice of that a couple weeks ago now. So Oak Park Heights has now been named a Tree City USA for 43 years and a Tree City USA Growth Award winner for 8 years. Also right now, Willow River Company is still working on the winter ash tree removals list. They've got, I think, most of the trees all down now. They've started stump grinding. So once all that is wrapped up, we'll be ready for the boulevard trees to be planted here this spring. Hoffman and McNamara Company will be doing that work. 53 trees will be removed, 57 will be planted.
How many planted, I'm sorry?
57.
Okay.
And this is all part of the 2023 Minnesota DNR Shade Tree Program Bonding Grant Award that we received. And then also, this Friday is Arbor Day, and the month of May has been proclaimed Arbor Month in Oak Park Heights. New this year, we did a tree seedling giveaway entry. We've got some forms on the counter up here at City Hall, as well as they were included on the city newsletter for the spring, as well as the city Facebook page. What else? Oh, for this year too, we need to do a ceremonial tree planting. Typically we do that in May, so we'll plan that, get that set up, and then probably make a activity book or something again to go with our Tree City USA Award requirements for 2025. And I believe that is it I have for tonight. So, yeah, that is all.
Okay.
If I could just ask one question, although it won't be official, is that something that we want to schedule before the next Park Commission meeting, our tree planting? I mean, we can certainly send out an email, I suppose, as well, but.
Yeah. Thank you, Public Works Director Kegley. I think what I'll probably do is I'll send out since we're missing a chunk of our commission tonight, I'll send out an email and see about availability, and maybe what we'll do is we'll do the tree planting. I don't know which park you're thinking, but maybe we could do the meeting just right at the park, right with the tree planting.
Yeah, I mean, even if we plant a tree here at City Hall, which we were thinking.
Oh, or we do that and then just
yeah.
come inside and have our meeting? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll shoot out an email and check availability, and if the meeting night doesn't work, then we'll just kind of shoot around some other dates and pick something.
Okay.
So we can get it done in May for Arbor Month.
Right.
So that probably with our May meeting is what you're going to attempt at?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Were you going to talk about the invasive species handout, Lisa, or somebody?
Yeah, I can. Maria Young contacted me again this year to do the same Purple Loosestrife Dig event as she did last year at Valley View Park with her group. Wild Rivers Conservancy. She plans to do the event on Wednesday this week. After the event, she'll kind of give us an update on how it.
Annual mulch project. They were at Autumn Hills last year. Those fellows do a great job. We really appreciate them, and they're here to volunteer for the communities in which they work in and live in. And so this is, I think, the third or fourth year in a row that a similar group to this, it's not the same people, but there are some of the same. And so I expect that they'd probably be out again this September doing the same thing in a different park. So we'll get them set up. We do thank them for their service here in Oak Park Heights, and they really enjoy working here. So the second thing was our trail reclaim project. We did that a little bit late last year, but it was very successful. We got 58th Street reclaimed, so we have a brand new trail, brand new asphalt from Oak Green Avenue all the way to the high school. That project, as you can see here in my report, did come in $33,000 under budget, and so that's great. That money just stays in the trail maintenance fund, and we'll be able to use that for future maintenance. I give a little shout out to Commissioner Van Dyke. Thank you for calling us regarding the Peril Creek Bridge. We really appreciated that. There was a situation where the city of Bayport had a couple of drainage ditch projects going on, and they had the weirs closed, and we kind of forgot about the weirs being closed, and the water level down at the Peril Creek Bridge was way too high, so we had to get that down before it froze. That bridge, the walking path there is not secured into the ground. It basically just sits on top of the ground in that pond, and so had that frozen, we might have ended up with a twisted, broken bridge. So thank you for calling us on that. We were able to fix it, no problem. The swing sets were installed at Oak Park Crossing Park. You may already know that, but that was a successful project. We have a wonderful park worker, Andy C., we call him here at City Hall, but he is a retired Washington County custodian, and he saw Lisa and I surveying some trees in one of the parks and asked if we had volunteer opportunities. We said, we can do you one better, Andy. We'll get you on the payroll. And so Andy's been working with us now since last year. He does a wonderful job cleaning, and he really enjoys it. So what an asset to the city. I just wanted to give him a shout out as well. We really appreciate his efforts. The Swagger Park tennis courts have been crack sealed. That was a pretty easy deal as the contractor did the work. They did a good job. I mean, doesn't look perfect. It's not a brand new court, but they did a good job on that. So we reported about our ice rinks. As you folks probably remember, we did not have ice rinks very long last year, obviously due to weather. And there's not a whole lot that we can do about that. So I think our rinks were open about a month and a half, something like that. And then I listed some of the projects that we plan to take on this year, including more trail maintenance, some landscaping improvements to Cover Park, which you've already kind of seen some progress on that. Just some minor landscaping at the Autumn Hills Park sign. That's really mostly just cleaning up some of the vegetation within that sign in the area. Setting up internet service to the city parks. So this is kind of it's the first step in getting us cameras in those parks. So without internet access, we're not going to be able to have cameras at the parks. So this is the first step. The Brecky Park hockey boards. The city council approved a contract to replace those boards. We worked with a fencing contractor rather than the Arena Systems. They're the standard rink providers in the area, but they're also very, very expensive. They're specialized and expensive. And so we found a couple of fencing contractors that gave us great quotes. Fence Me In, I think I might have added it in here. What was their number? So they are proposing to complete the work for $43,970 as opposed to $125,000. That's quite a cost savings. We can certainly use that money elsewhere, and we will. So, and then the last item is at some point this summer we will be moving the City of Oak Park Heights rock that we have placed over just I suppose somewhat north of Century Power, and we're going to put that in the mound at Norrell Avenue as kind of a welcome to the city of Oak Park Heights. So, but yeah, I handed out this this document to you folks, and that's kind of an explanation to our trail maintenance work this year. The council did approve the contract from Minnesota Paving and Materials for just about $140,000. Again, a great price for the work that they're doing. You can see in the update, the areas that we will be reclaiming are will be the entirety of the Autumn Hills Park, all the trails within Autumn Hills Park. And then just north of City Hall here, we're going to have the trail basically from City Hall all the way through Swagger Park replaced. We also included an alternate. You see the yellow line in the map there. That is the easement trail between 57th Street North that leads into Swagger Park. So we're going to replace both the fencing and the trail on that easement trail. And that will add an additional $16,500 for the fence. And the same company, Mauer Fence, will be installing that fence. So they did the work, if you recall, last year along the south border of Swagger. And so it'll tie right in and match. They did a great job on that fence, and I expect they'll do a great job on this one. So, well, let's see. And then the landscaping improvements to Culver Park. So we will consider that about 50% complete. The remaining portions, our Public Works staff will be handling, and that basically is installing a black chain link fence along the eastern border there on the top of the hill. And then we'll do a little bit of grounds cleanup and, making the park look nice again. And
So that chain link will go from the building to the playground then?
essentially, yes. Yep, just short of the building. We're going to leave a little gap if we ever have to get back there for any reason. Otherwise, we'd be, kind of slinking between the fence and the building. So, but there is a, help me out, Lisa. It's the wooden fence.
Split rail.
Split rail. There is a split rail fence behind the building there, and so the fence will essentially butt up to that split
Okay.
rail fence. So, in a nutshell, that's what we've been up to in the parks.
Thank you. I just have a couple of questions about some of this. I know my memory's fading, but did we at Culver maybe 2-3 years ago talk about having a memorial sign?
Yes, we did.
Where is that? Out in the ether somewhere?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We will revive it. now that we've got the rest of this work underway, that's certainly something that we will bring back up. And I think, Jen, we could probably get that on next month's meeting agenda.
You know what? It's already been approved by the Parks and Trails Commission and approved by the City Council.
Okay.
So we could just go for it.
Just go for it.
Yep.
Okay. Better yet.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Fantastic.
And then a question at Brecky. Did we talk, and again, this is probably a year ago, about a path that ran from the parking lot on the north part that would take somebody around the baseball field, like I say, from the parking lot on the north end of the bigger field on the
Yes.
bottom, and then with steps going up to the top park? Am I recalling something, or
No,
did I
you're
just
correct.
make that up?
I do believe we discussed that at the work session we had regarding the park walkthrough, correct?
Yeah.
I think that was a part of that. And we don't have any numbers for that, but I certainly
Okay.
can work on getting numbers for that.
And I don't know how fancy that has to be, but I'm thinking just something if somebody's pushing a stroller through there or something, so they don't have to
Sure.
just go through the field, if there's something easier for them,
Yeah.
or somebody with a wheelchair or something.
Yeah, you bet. So you're thinking asphalt, the hard surface?
Whatever we can afford,
Okay.
I guess.
We'll look into it.
All right, thank you. And then a third one at Oak Park Crossing. There's getting to be on the trail up on top, on the top level, A lot of cracks in that blacktop, and a couple of them are getting fairly wide. I don't know if taking care of them now would be smart before they get any bigger, but especially down like between the two gazebos on the east end, fairly big cracks. And again, I think you're okay, but to walk there or bike there or whatever, but they seem to me they got bigger over the last 3 months or so.
Sure.
Walking there, so just something to take a look at.
You bet.
And see.
Throughout the whole trail, George, or just the?
Well, there's a lot of small ones,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
and that's going to happen. But the one I'm concerned about, as I was walking and the snow and ice is melting, you could see water kind of rushing through that one. So
Yeah, that's how they get bigger.
before it gets any bigger,
Yeah.
you might want to.
Was that at the top of the stairs, did you say?
Nope,
No,
it was between the two gazebos
Okay.
Yeah.
on the east end there.
Thank you.
Do you know the one where I'm
Yeah,
talking about? Yeah.
we walk there in the afternoon, sometimes after dinner, and I said, wow, that's a half-inch crack.
Yeah.
And you can see the water going through it, so I'm assuming it's one of the parts of the field that, you know, there's moisture there and it just runs.
Surface drainage or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yep, we'll look into that.
Thank you.
We actually do have a crack sealing machine. It's rudimentary, but it works. So we could take care of that this summer.
Sure, good, good, thank you. Okay, under visitor or public comment.
Can I just interrupt? I'm sorry.
Yep.
Chair Hefner, we were going to have Annie do her little presentation under the other commission liaison report.
Okay.
If we could have that real quick.
Hello, fellow commissioners. I have been working on the 2025 Oak Park Heights summer events the last few months, and if it's okay with you, I'd like to share with you everything I've been working on. This year, I took into consideration all the comments I had received from Oak Park Heights residents last year. They were interested in more entertainers at the Art in the Park, which is hosted Tuesdays at Autumn Hills Park. So 10 out of 12 days, we will have entertainers. I'm really excited about this. I have also considered such comments such as they wanted nature events. So this year, for the first time, I will be trying out something new called Discover Our Parks, where I will be meeting once a month with the fellow community, and I say wear your hiking shoes and bring a water bottle, and we'll walk through the parks. I have chose Brecky Park, Cover Park, and Valley View Park. What the hike, I don't know, I want your ideas on what that hike might include. So maybe something, if you think of something special that's at that park specific, we could talk about that. Or perfect timing, Mr. Hepner, you brought up about where the park names, so we could even talk about like the history of the parks. But I am open to those ideas, and I'm really excited for this new opportunity. So open to all ideas for that. And then we have a fan favorite. We have bingo, mud day at Brecky Park, and of course our fairies in the park. They will be here May 12th, and that is always a fun event as well.
Questions? Looks like pretty full summer.
Yes, I will be finalizing everything in the next couple of weeks, and then we will be advertising on Facebook, as well as posters will be posted throughout the parks and Oak Park Heights businesses.
Can these things be sent out to the elementary schools before they leave for the summer? You'd think that's a pretty captive audience if there'd be some way to post them at the elementaries or...
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
idea. I can look into that.
We good, Jennifer?
Yeah, lots of stuff. Wish I had little kids to take this.
Okay.
Well, thanks for the information. You do a great job with this, so I'm sure this summer will go well also.
I'm super excited. Thank you, everyone.
you for
And if you
your
have
work.
any questions, feel free to reach out or ideas.
Thank you.
Now visitor public comment. South Hill Community Gardens, Dan Eater.
Hello. Yeah, my name is Dan Eater. I'm a Bayport resident, but I was an Oak Park Heights resident for 16 years, and I sat up here on the Parks Commission for many years. I think I was the chair for about 4 years or so. So fun seeing some friendly faces back here, but appreciate the time here. Basically, just more of a information. I know when I was on the Parks Commission, we had a number of people asking about a community garden in Oak Park Heights, and we kept saying, we don't have one, we don't have one. But I am the garden manager, kind of volunteer position for, I used to be at the Bayport Community Garden, which is now the Anderson Elementary School construction site. So I'm out of a job on that part of it, which thankful. I get a little extra free time this summer. But last year I took on also being the garden manager for the South Hill Community Garden. And both of those gardens were started in cooperation with some churches in the area. So the one, South Hill was St. Peter United Church, and that's up on Orleans Street. And the Bayport Community Garden was People's Congregational down in Bayport. But basically, as I was doing some research on South Hill Community Garden last year, I realized that the garden is technically in Oak Park Heights. The church itself is in Stillwater, but the garden and the yard area there around that is technically Oak Park Heights, that fun, crazy northern border that we
Yes.
have there on the north side there. So just kind of wanted to bring it forward and say that you guys have an asset that I know back when I was a community member at Oak Park Heights didn't realize we had. Registration in the garden is open to anybody. You don't have to be, I'm not a member of either of those parishes, so anybody in the community can get a garden plot. They're 10 by 10 plots. There's also North Hill Community Garden in Stillwater has a garden plots up there, but just opening up that there are opportunities for people to have a 10 by 10 plot if they're interested in that. It's a nonprofit group that runs it. We're all volunteers. We have a volunteer opportunity coming up next Saturday where we have to replace about 15 to 20 of the July 10 by 10 boards, which I'm going to pick up a bunch tonight to get ready for next weekend. So again, just wanted to bring it forward as some information. Obviously, as every volunteer and nonprofit, we're always looking for funding, but I'm not here today to ask for funding. So, if you ever have some, park funds, or you have some volunteer people looking to volunteer, or if anybody want to reach out and get a plot in the garden, you can go out to the St. Croix United Church website, and on the homepage there's a registration form. My information is on there as well. This year we've got 2 or 3 people that have contacted me. They just want to help and they want to volunteer. They want to help work a garden. They don't want a garden, they just want to go out there and help weed. And we always try and have a few plots where we grow vegetables to give back to the community as well. So we dedicate a few plots for that to give back. So that's basically it. Any questions?
So is the idea, how do we get this out to people? Is that what you're looking to do?
Just opening it up, just trying to get the information out there. We've got some plots that are available yet this year. We've had people calling, but we do have openings. So I'm just hoping that people can see it and know that there is a community garden in the area. And if they're interested, they can reach out. Like I said, my information is on the registration form, and they can contact me directly if they want to have questions, they want to volunteer, they want to see it, they want to help, or they know where we can donate some vegetables throughout the year, because you always end up with more vegetables than you can manage with, it seems like. But again, just an opportunity to let you guys know that this exists in Oak Park Heights, that I didn't realize it existed in Oak Park Heights in the past. So,
We didn't either, so thank you.
So this is just north of Oak Park School.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
So you can see from the garden, you can see the park school
Yeah.
and stuff right there when you look to the south.
Okay.
Yeah, so right in that area, just over by where Seminole Funeral Home, kind of east of that.
Yeah.
In that area.
Okay.
So if you're in the area, pull in and, take a look at the garden. Feel free to pull a few weeds if you're there. Always looking for help doing that. But again, just wanted to be an informational for you guys on the parks and with the city to let you know that you do have that asset within the city. And if you ever want to, we're always looking for, in the future, doing things with children, teaching them how to grow things. I've been working with a partnership plan around, another community gardens in the area, but we're always looking for more gardens to grow things in as well. But it's hard finding space to put in community gardens.
Yeah.
Dan, how many beds do you have out there? Looks like
We have 20
Yeah.
10 by 10 beds right now.
Yeah, that's
But,
pretty darn good.
There's spots for 6 more if we'd like to add
Okay.
more.
Okay.
We're struggling with water out there, running a hose across the parking lot from the church, and then we're paying for, city water. Bayport was gracious to donate water back when we had the garden in Bayport, but, it's tough to get, water into some of these areas for the gardens and hauling water and things like that. So there's, again, if you guys want to help us in any way, we've got opportunities, but just came here more as an informational thing for the committee. So, trying to get the word out there.
Yeah.
Trying to fill up the gardens.
You bet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Always good to see you.
Yeah. you
Come
too.
back anytime.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Next summer, Annie, that might be a thing to think about too.
Um,
Do something.
yes.
Oh, is it on here?
Yeah.
It's on the last page of the packet if you have the packet.
Yep. I had a huge donation of seeds at the end of last year as well, so I've been trying to contact, different places to donate seeds and schools and different things like that. So if you wanted to do with the kids coming up, we could plant some things or teach them how to, it's always good to teach kids how to grow things and where your food comes from. It's important as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
I know there's I can't remember when, seed swap thing going on in Liftbridge Brewery coming up.
Yeah, there's that sweet seed swap coming up at Liftbridge.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a seed swap area in town here that I found out from somebody. So I'll be probably donating some seeds to that as well, but I got seeds coming out of my ears. Which is a big thing. But again, they expire, so I'm trying to use them up, and I'd love to have an opportunity to grow things, and maybe I can donate some to one of the summer projects coming up.
Yeah, Great.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Right,
Thank you. All right, so we're, no public hearing, no old business, no new business, informational stuff. Our next meeting, Monday, May 19th, 5:30 here at City Hall. There is a ribbon cutting celebrating St. Croix River Crossing DNR boat launch tomorrow at 5:30 at 6055 St. Croix Trail North. And there is an upcoming council meeting Tuesday, tomorrow, at 6 o'clock here at City Hall. Any other information for the good of the community?
I think that'll do it.
All right, I think we're done.
Quick announcement, in case you don't know, Thursday, June 5th, Party in the Park, 4:30 to 6:30 at Brecky Park.
June 5th?
June 5th, it's a Thursday, yep. 4:30 to 6:30 PM, Brecky Park. I'll announce it at our next meeting too.
Okay.
So, to remind you, and then I will be sending out postcards, of course, to every household so that everyone knows. And we hope you come out.
All righty. We done? All righty.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As Lisa was out, I wonder if we somehow can